Okay, should we get the show on the road? Anybody have any questions from last time? About the next assignment, the wiki? You guys have formed into some groups yourselves? Yes? No? Would you like to do that? You don't have to do the wiki assignment on your own. So whatever you choose to do will be, I'm not going to split you up. So whatever grade you get, you and whoever you do the wiki with will get the same grade. So I presume you three are going to work together. You guys all want to self-organize, or shall I organize you? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay. Anybody not comfortable with that? And we'll stick you in a group. You guys okay over here? You guys, this side's quieter than this side. That'd be cool. All right then. If you have a problem, let me know sooner rather than later. So we were talking about externalities. No, we weren't. We were talking about market failure. Yeah?
When's that wiki due?
It will be due. It was the property rights wiki. Let's make it due next Thursday. So you should have your wikis up and running by next Thursday. Hey, I meant to ask you, because we're not having a midterm and you're doing all these assignments, do you find the load in the class too high, too low, too high? Too many assignments? Some say no, some, of course you're going to say no. That's a stupid question to ask. You need more time between the assignments? Or are you having like more assignments in other classes or what?
Yeah.
Everyone likes doing what you're doing now. I have 2 midterms this whole year.
Okay, so no, yeah, okay, lay the groundwork for kill the assignments and go back to midterm. I'm not going to go back to the midterm. But I wondered if I should combine some of these and give you longer, or you would say delete some of them and give us less. So I don't know. My thought was, yeah, this is not democracy. I don't know why I treat it like one. But I was thinking of canceling the wiki.
Yes.
Canceling the wiki would work, partly because I don't know how the hell these things work. So I'm going to have to delete all this on the video after. But what you need to know about property rights though. So can we put property rights with the market failure? Maybe I could expand the next one a wee bit just so you can include the property rights. I can't remember. Anyway, you need to know about property rights, and for me, property rights are almost the most important thing when it comes to resource management, environmental management, whether you're an ecologist or a mining company. Property rights make such a difference. And so you really need to understand the effect of that. They're very simple, right? We talked about 5 different components of property rights and land tenure. But when there's an ecological or environmental or resource problem, most often that's where you look. You see the property, the land holding, and you look at the property rights components, you see what's missing, and then you start to explore solutions from there. So I believe it's important, but let's do this. Let's cancel the wiki, and I'll figure out how to squeeze property rights in somewhere else. Okay? So this means that the assignment for this is an outline. Oh, hang on. My dog was at the vet, and I have to answer this. Sorry, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but so nope. Ignore it. Somebody else. Okay. I told you my dog's got cancer, right? And he's had cancer for a long time, and so he's doing okay, but he gets a blood test every week, and he was barfing yesterday, so I'm kind of worried about him. That's not it. Okay, back to we canceled the wiki. The next assignment is the outline. The outline will be due. Will be due a week after the last lecture, and so I'll let you know when that is. Okay, I'm discombobulated today. So, no questions about what we're doing so far? Okay. Market failure. So, market failure is the failure of the market to arrive at a point where supply equals demand. And it's the failure of the market to deliver goods and services efficiently. And by efficiently, we mean that the marginal cost equals the price. Price is the same as saying marginal revenue, same thing. So what you learn in 111 is that everything is equal at the margin. Marginal cost equals marginal revenue product equals the wage. Everything is equal at the margin. When you have that condition, you do not have waste and you do not have excess or people going without. So this is the golden rule of the market. This is what we always try to arrive at. If the marginal cost is higher than the price, there's a problem. In a situation like that, you would usually see a monopoly. You would see a public company or Shaw Cable, phone, those kinds of companies. They can charge higher because of non-exclusivity, okay? In cases where the marginal cost is zero, we really need public provision of goods. So anytime you have this imbalance of cost and revenue, you wind up with market failure, okay? So what we try to do with market failure, if we have it, we look to different solutions, and a lot of them have to do with government regulation in some way. Or we'll say government intervention. And by government intervention, I mean government provision of goods and services, especially when we have public goods, right? Parks, any kind of resources that an individual cannot charge for because we can't exclude people from using. So there's government provision, or there is going to be taxes to increase the price such that it equals the marginal cost. When we talked about pollution, marginal cost is much higher than the price that we're paying in the market, or that the cost companies are paying or incurring to make something, because they're not paying for the pollution. They're not paying to spew crap into the air. Okay? So we can do that through taxes, or, depending on who has the property rights, subsidies. We can also do it through bargaining. So typically, market failure leads to some sort of government intervention. So we talked about public goods, public-private goods. And I want to emphasize again that public and private goods have to do with the characteristics. Okay, we're going to have to turn this thing off. So public and private goods have to do with characteristics. The characteristics of the exclusivity, whether it's exclusive or not, or rivalrous, whether you consume it and there's enough left, or your consumption affects somebody else. Okay? So it has nothing to do with the delivery, who delivers the good, whether it's private industry or the government. Typically, private industry does better at offering, developing, producing private goods, and the government is pretty much required to deliver pure public goods or regulate club goods and open access goods. Okay? So we talked about that. We talked about lack of information. Have you ever purchased something that is not valuable to you after and you're stuck with it? I'm guessing. I could give you many examples of mine. And you think, what, a textbook? Okay, yeah, you're required to purchase those. Have you purchased something where you feel, just shitty afterwards because you didn't get what you wanted? Never? You guys are so lucky. That feeling, that letdown feeling, that's this here. Marginal revenue, we can also add marginal benefit. you're not getting the benefit, right? That sinking feeling, that feeling that you've been ripped off, is an actual, that's value. That's value you're not getting. You're feeling market failure.
Your camera?
My camera, yeah, and a number of other things. I had these guys build some shelves for me. Bookshelves, they're white. It's like this, right? They're square. All you need is a level. These people build these shelves for me, and I'm putting the books back on. I paid them like $800 or something. And I look at them and I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's just me. My sister comes home and she says, who built the shelves? Salvador Dali? No, they go like this, right? And then I start measuring these stupid things. They're in half an inch out. These are professional people. So I canceled the check. Anyway, that caused no end of, I actually had a guy phone me and said, hey lady, you owe these people $800. Like, oh yeah, break my kneecaps. They didn't get my money either. So I avoided this situation, right? That's what you want to do. I had an efficient solution. I didn't get what I paid for. They called the lawyer and everything. I talked to the lawyer and he says, oh yeah, they need to rebuild your shelves. So we have mechanisms in the market to help us. You can cancel a check. That's one of them. You can call lawyers. You can get help. The whole point of that is to avoid this, to improve the efficiency of our markets. Okay? The woman who did some of the measuring, apparently, I don't know if she was cockeyed or what, but she came over and I said, look at this, it's a half an inch out, who can't see that? And she said, oh, I think our level was wrong. It's like, gravity is failing you? Give me a break. I don't think so. Okay. Lack of information, we also talked about lack of a market. When there is no market, we're often talking about an open access or common type good. We're not trading, right? We don't trade the atmosphere. We don't trade ocean water. And so people use those areas as common, open access, and they dump. It's usually garbage or pollution or something. So when there is no market, the steps we can take are to develop a market. Whether it's a good or a bad. There are markets for garbage. There's markets for pollution. There's markets for anything.